What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here. And what a win it was for the Packers on Sunday over the Dallas Cowboys, who they continue to own in both the regular and postseason. But everybody's talking about the breakout game from rookie receiver Christian Watson. And so here we're going to dive in and just look at and highlight quite a few snaps here in the film room and just kind of look at, okay, what have we seen that he finally showed that he's always had in the scouting report that we talked about earlier this year, and kind of where can he improve? And there's a couple of clips in there as well. So without further ado, let's just dive in onto the film room and look at Christian Watson's performance against the Dallas Cowboys. All right, guys, here in the film room, looking at Christian Watson. So first thing you want to highlight is, again, one of the reasons the Packers drafted Watson is, again, with that size, with that speed, but also what he does as a blocker. And we talked about this, obviously, when we evaluated his college film. But here we go on a toss crack, and you're going to see he's responsibility, crack block right here on the defensive back. Look at that. Engaged, stay engaged. What a really nice job there on an Aaron Jones run. That's what, again, when you look at guys like Allen Lazard and others in this offense for a long time, it has always been, let's block. We need to have you guys in tight when we run the football. We're going to attach you to our line, and that's what Christian Watson is offering you. Another reason they two second-round picks to go up and get him. So, again, first touchdown, little hop into a skip off this release here. The release isn't the big thing. Obviously, it's the speed. Look how quickly, hey, we're stacked. Rodgers is throwing this football right now. And again, he's got the separation with that speed that he has. But what's really awesome is just watching him make this subtle move to the outside, track this in. Hands are a little bit wide still, but he's able to hang on. But that late adjustment when you're tracking the football like this, just a slight adjustment for him, that is the kind of stuff we want to see, tracking the ball deep downfield. Just a couple other reps here that weren't the touchdowns for him. Didn't get targeted here, but this is nice. Head and shoulders, all of it. You're selling vertical. Everything's a vertical route, right? You want to get this guy to start opening up. Once he's opening up, snap off the slant. It's a nice job by him. He gave himself some space with that vertical press, and he is, again, really good at changing direction. He's very smooth. The MVS comps aren't real. This is a smoother athlete than MVS as a player. So again, you're going to get a nice design here. You're going to get Allen Lazard running a deep post. On this back play side of this rollout, you're going to get a dig route from Watson. And this is here. If Lewis can engage the defensive end long enough here, Rodgers will be able to roll out and have time. You'll see Lazard working the post, but this backside dig is there. Look at that. Look at how smooth, how crisp we're breaking this off. Staying not as much rounded per se, but again, you're getting flat off this break, and does a great job. And there's plenty of room to throw this ball if this guy wasn't here in Rodgers' face and he had to dump it to Lewis. That is there. That is something they'll probably be going back to. Okay, this is the big one, obviously, folks, is the second touchdown. It was just as smooth as you can ask for from a receiver. And you see this easy explosiveness he has. Okay, out of a bunch look, working out of here. He's got the middle of the field to himself. We're selling hard inside stem. Got him to open up to the inside, but to the sideline. Now, look at him readjust this stem. Get him on the defensive. Press a couple vertical steps. Get him to turn and run with you. As soon as you're on top of him, snap this off the post, and we've got 6 points. What a great, and again, we'll see at full speed here. I'll let you watch him, but just see how, again, that just slight adjustment to get vertical and then work to the post. That is really, really good stuff from a young receiver, especially. Okay, and of course, the last one here. This is just beat everybody to the corner. This is basically what this route is. Again, it's a quick slant, but it's beat everybody to this open space over here that you have. And he does that. Few steps, we've got the guy, his assignment guy at corner already almost in his back pocket. Safety, he's basically even with him if you're looking from the end zone view. He's basically even, which means he's leaving. Goodbye. Speed is way too much for either of these guys to handle, and we've got 1, 2, 3 touchdowns. Okay, couple reps where we want to see, again, just a little bit more improvement. But again, this is great that we get to have a game like this of his where he's playing the full game. We get to evaluate it, because here's a great rep where you go, okay, he's putting stuff together. This is nice. Basically, we're running this slot fade, the number 2 on third down. He's going to get pretty even with him. Rodgers lets this go when Watson is not even stacking him yet. But Watson gets enough where he can, okay, Rodgers knows I can get this to the sideline, but here he just doesn't find the ball until late. You can see him just kind of turn his, right there. He's turning back flat. He's looking at the quarterback rather than up. Now he's up. He sees, oh, shoot, this ball is going to get to like the 4-3 yard line. I need to speed up, and it's just out of his reach. So you kind of geared down, and I'll let it go full speed so you can see. He kind of geared down a little bit late here. Gear down. Oh, speed up, right? So see, you can see that, and he just got a piece of the ball. But that's one of those ones where you're like, okay, teach tape for tracking the football down the field. Just make sure we're getting up. We're looking up for the ball. We're tracking into our hands instead of looking back. He was looking to see if he had thrown it. Rodgers is going to be anticipatory. A lot of the pro quarterbacks are. You're not going to see it throw it. They're going to anticipate you're getting to a line, you're getting to a spot and getting open there. Okay. This is a good one. Again, handling press. He's still kind of either squaring, getting a quick jab, which is a 2-step type of release. He's squaring up and he's trying to go. This is a good rep from the corner. But when Rodgers sees this, right, he sees, okay, corner's basically dominant technique, which is what we call it when it's guys basically on top of the corner, right, or on top of the receiver, I mean, but like dominant technique, he's not on his hip, that's trail. So Rodgers sees this and he goes, okay, this space behind is open for a back shoulder throw. And that's what he's going for here. And again, Watson really is still trying to stack him rather than getting off of this in time. This is just a timing thing. That comes with time, right? That's not going to be there immediately, right? Sammy Watkins has done it all camp, and they got one earlier in this game. That's the first one that Watkins had got all year. So it's not a big deal, but you look at those things and you go, okay, as a receiver, I'm not stacking my guy. Need to be able to turn around and feel like Rodgers is going to throw me a back shoulder. So what do we think of the Watson performance? Obviously, you're not going to get 4 catches, 107 yards, and 3 touchdowns every week. That's not a sustainable number, right? Teams are going to be able to either put some cloud coverage on him, high and low, cone coverage on him, where you're getting a guy in trail and you got a guy kind of just feeding on top of him, in a little bit more of a shorter zone in the middle of the field. Like, you're going to get a lot of coverages where they're going to try and clamp him up, right? And so but what it does, right, is it creates opportunities elsewhere. You got Lazard, Cobb, even both running backs out in the, in the flat, over the middle of the field, whatever, what have you. But a lot of this is going to open up for these other receivers because, again, the Packers, what were they missing, right? Everybody was talking about when Devontae Adams left. They were missing a guy who could beat somebody one-on-one, right? And Watson won't do it every time because he doesn't have, the hand usage and the nuance of his release against press just yet. But what he can do is outrun everybody in man coverage, and that's going to be a problem, right? And that's the element the Packers have needed on offense, and that's what can kind of change this run a little bit more. You're going to maybe see fewer boxes, right? For fewer heavy boxes for the run game and be able to open that up. So a lot of things are going to open up because this guy is field tilting, speed, and acceleration, and he's just a handful to cover. And when you can start hitting these deep shots more consistently like that, boy, is he going to be an issue in this league. Is he wide receiver 1 in Green Bay? For now, maybe. We'll see. I don't see him as totally a 1. He can be a really, really nice 1B potentially. But Lazard's still a 1 right now. But there is just so much untapped potential with this guy. And this game against Dallas showed that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini video on Christian Watson. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Plenty more Packers content coming for you guys as well. So I hope you guys tune in for the next one. I'll be here. Farewell.